You know, I feel kind of sorry, just a tad bit sorry for some of the people that receive some of the positions that they get today, especially when it comes to, politics mainly politics, different social things and stuff like that, because it's not to say that these people are just 100% dumb, but they're not as we like to prop these people on high levels, man, and think like they're just so much above the next person. And a lot of times, man, they make just as many mistakes as the next person, man. They're just as flawed, if not even more flawed, especially within their logic. So, man, a lot of these people think that they made these positions based off their merit when that's not the case at all. A lot of the times it's to check off a certain box, whether it's to push a particular agenda, whether it's partisan or something, or whether it's the race, sexuality, whatever it may be. It just so happens that Kareem Jean-Pierre checks off all of these boxes. Black woman, LGBT. And so, a lot of people fall into those identity politics, so they automatically celebrate those type of things instead of paying attention to what a person's saying and what their politics actually entails. And this is why we end up in the same bullshit over and over again. Now, this is the same person that recently said that you are extremist if you have minority thought, if your position or you take on something or whatever. So I'm paraphrasing right now. But if your thought is in the minority, you are labeled as an extremist.
And again, we see majority of Americans who disagree. And so when you are not with where majority of Americans are, then, that is extreme. That is an extreme way of thinking.
What the fuck are you talking about? Especially coming from somebody who's would be classified into the 13% of the country. Are you serious? But, these people don't think about nothing that they're saying. And that brings us to, she always has back and forth with Peter Doocy. And Peter Doocy, he's a columnist. I guess he's for Fox News. So, of course, he's with the Republican side of the spectrum. And he's always going to have questions. And I'm not even going to say much on him because I don't know all of his work. I don't know how much he criticizes the Republicans or anything like that. I'm not sure. But they constantly get into, verbal banter back and forth all of the time. There's a lot of viral clips with these two, Peter Doocy and Corinne Jean-Pierre. Keep forgetting her name. But in this recent clip, she was questioned. Now, we know how the Democrats, have criticized the Republicans for, talking about the election was stolen and talking about how, it's just a huge disgrace to democracy and a slap in the face to the whole political system that you would even, try to maintain the notion that the whole election was stolen or whatnot. But they did the same thing. They've always done the same thing. Both sides do the same thing every time a person loses. The Democrats did the same thing, talking about the Russian collusion and all of that, which all turned out to be false. It turned out to be a lie. This is not me taking a side or anything. I look at all of this objectively and from the outside. It's just so people like to lump me in or try to say I'm right wing because, it doesn't fit their narrative. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, they've done the same things. And Jean-Pierre, She did the same exact thing. She was all a part of it back in 2016 when Trump won the elections, basically saying it was stolen. Now, all elections are stolen. I mean, that's just, let's keep it real. Or allegedly, they're all stolen. But it's all bullshit. It's all rigged, all under the illusion of making a selection. We're selecting from their pool, the pool of people that they put out in front of us to choose from. But all of this shit is all stolen. It's all rigged. They're all selling for each other. They're all promoting each other. That's why they only have the two parties up there on stage within debates and everything. What about the other people? What about all the other candidates? The Green Party, the Libertarians, all of those. They don't get no play. They don't get uh, no promotion on these mainstream media sites or anything like that. So there's a lot of people out here that still think that it's a two-party system. They don't even understand write-in ballots and stuff like that. But yeah, she was part of it, and she said the same. She said the same exact stuff that the Republicans were saying with this past election was stolen. She, along with many other Democrats, were doing this stuff. Hell, from Hillary Clinton's to Elizabeth Warren. Hell, I forgot who it was even saying that Hillary Clinton stole the nomination from Bernie Sanders. Was that Elizabeth Warren? I get it all confused. There's so many characters in this stuff and so much BS, man. It gets all confusing. But yeah, they do the same exact hypocritical stuff. And when questioned on it, she says it's not the same.
The new attention on the MAGA Republicans. You tweeted in 2016
I knew this
Trump
was coming.
stole an election.
I was waiting, Peter, when you were going to ask me that question.
Well, great. Here we go. You tweeted Trump stole an election. You tweeted Brian Kemp stole an election. If denying election results is extreme now, why wasn't
So
it then?
let's be really clear. That comparison that you made is just ridiculous. I have been. Well, you're asking me a question.
Yes.
Let me answer it.
And you said it was ridiculous.
I was talking specifically at that time of what was happening with voting rights and what was in danger of voting rights. That's what I was speaking to at the time.
Stolen emails, stolen drones, stolen election. Welcome to the world of #unprecedented Trump. The tweet posted 6 weeks after the 2016 election read. And though Jean-Pierre tried to laugh the questioning off, Ducey pressed on.
A follow-up about the MAGA Republican attention. So if we're all in agreement that it is incorrect to say the 2020 election was stolen, what about the 2016 election?
Look, I'm not going to go back to where we were or what happened in 2016. We're going to focus on the here and now. We're going to focus on what's happening today, this inflection point that the president pointed out very clearly, very decisively in a few speeches about what the country needs to do at this time to bring the country together. And he believes that's where majority of Americans are when it comes to protecting our democracy, when it comes to protecting our rights, and when it comes to protecting our freedoms. That's what we're going to talk about. That's what we're going to focus on.
Now, it's funny because we see people display this cognitive dissonance, especially with their media, all of the time. Matter of fact, the person who got the clips from the people, The Hill, with Breonna Joy Gray, she did the same exact thing when it came to what am I trying to say? Conspiracy theorist. Which I've always said everybody does the same stuff, but they only want to throw the label because of how the media portrays it and what fits whatever narrative they want to apply it to, and they completely dismiss it when it applies to themselves, right? Look at it right here.
I've never seen any of this today.
High-profile people like Tucker Carlson are doing segments on their show. Is this part of a kind of greater campaign to divide up working Americans, to make them turn on each other, to make them fear food shortages?
Now that's the conspiracy.
I mean, like that. I mean, that's not a conspiracy. That's just the way the world has always operated.
I understand why people are not.
So also when Karine Jean-Pierre, when pressed more about it, she just basically threw it as, we're dealing with right now, which, okay, she's playing the game. She's playing the whole political game. They in it to win the game. It's a game to these people. Understand these people are not in it for your well-being. They're not in it to be transparent or anything like that. And when you watch these videos, I hope you're understanding this stuff. They are not in it to be transparent. They're in it to win the game, because she completely moves the goalposts and she says it doesn't matter. That was in 2016. This is now. This is, in what world does that make sense? It'd be one thing to say, hey, my mind has changed. I don't even know how you can spin that. I don't even know how you can spin it, but, or just flat out say, hey, I was wrong for doing that too. Like, these people are crazy, man. These people are insane. Just shows you their integrity. Just shows you exactly who you are. And if you continue to buy into this stuff, man, that's on you. You're the fool. You are the fool. But in what world does that make sense? That's like somebody being convicted of molestation, and you got somebody speaking out against it, speaking out and being all at the forefront against it, and then somebody says, hey, you did the same exact thing. I mean, maybe they, I don't know. And they just say, hey, that was back then. This is now. They did it more recently than mine, so mine doesn't matter. What? Trying to understand insanity will make you insane. Let me know what you think in the comment section. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe. I'll holler at y'all later.